And thank you for joining us here on Rwanda Television News tonight. We do hope you had yourselves a productive Thursday. Now here's a sneak peek of our edition. Prime Minister Dr. Justin Nsengiyumva has assured the Parliament that the government will continue to prioritize the development of agriculture and livestock so that the current food security or self-sufficiency rate of 79.6% can reach 100% by 2029. The British High Commission in Rwanda has called on British investors to invest more in Rwanda because Rwanda's pro-business reforms and good leadership presents a compelling case for investment. On the international scale, the U.S. Congress is nowhere closer to ending a government shutdown that began on October the 1st. Vote. We are glad to have your company tonight, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali, and my name is Martina Abera. Let us kick things off by informing you that Prime Minister Dr. Justin Nsengiyumva has assured the Parliament that the government will continue to prioritize the development of agriculture and livestock so that the current food security or self-sufficiency rate of 79.6% can reach 100% by 2029. He made these remarks during a key discussion on government initiatives aimed at improving well-being through increased agricultural and livestock production. In a detailed address, Prime Minister Dr. Justin Nsengiyumva presented to both chambers of Parliament the government's achievements over the past 7 years in accelerating development in agriculture and livestock. He highlighted the economic indicators the country has reached, demonstrating the direct contribution of these sectors to national development. The Prime Minister, furthermore, to ensure that these sectors have a significant impact on the country's economy, the Prime Minister outlined some of the actions taken to achieve these goals. The Prime Minister also emphasized that the government's goal under the next 5 years of NST2 is to increase agricultural and livestock production so that the food security self-sufficiency rate rises from 79.6% to 100% by 2029. Achieving requires accountability, and currently 70% of Rwandans depend on agriculture and livestock for their livelihoods. These sectors provide employment for 55% of rural populations and 12% of urban populations. The agriculture and livestock sector is expected by the Rwandan government to play a key role in transforming the well-being of citizens, including eradicating poverty permanently in line with the Vision 2050 agenda and ensuring long-term food security. The British High Commission in Rwanda has called on British investors to invest more in Rwanda because Rwanda's pro-business reforms and good leadership presents a compelling case for investment. William Evans Mutabazi has more on the report.
Hosted by the newly formed British Chamber of Commerce and the British High Commission in Rwanda, both Rwanda and UK's investors and business leaders gathered to celebrate partnership between people, businesses, nations, and a future of shared prosperity.
I was really struck when I first arrived and I first met UK investors here who told me they enjoyed investing in Rwanda for two reasons. The first was the ease of doing business that was unlike anywhere else in East Africa. And secondly, despite being a small market with only 14 million people, Rwanda provided an excellent stepping stone to access larger but more challenging markets in the region.
The British High Commissioner to Rwanda, Her Excellency Alison Thorpe, also encouraged Rwandan business leaders to explore UK's markets, thereby reaffirming UK's firm commitment to strengthening both countries' partnership.
To the British investors and business leaders here this evening, to the Rwandans who want to invest in the UK, please do explore our markets. Rwanda is not just a strategic gateway to the region, but with its stable government, pro-business reforms and ambitious development agenda, Rwanda presents a compelling case for investment. We are firmly committed to strengthening our economic partnership with Rwanda. Rwanda is not only a valued partner, but it is a brilliant hub of innovation entrepreneurship and opportunity in Africa.
The Deputy CEO of Rwanda Development Board, Julian Kanjeli Muganza, emphasized the need for collaboration, innovation and sustainability.
Today, starting a business takes less than 6 hours, as we've said, and I'm happy to confirm that those numbers are real. We track them, we see them, and I hope you've also experienced them. And let's collaborate on innovation and sustainability that can make a difference not only here but across the continent. Together, we can ensure Rwanda's private sector drives our prosperity and stands as a model of resilience and transformation for Africa and the world.
One of the UK investors who has been in Rwanda for over 13 years says that Rwanda has given him confidence to grow his business.
Rwanda is very much open for business. RDB is an incredible institution. There's so much great people who are working there to be able to give you the support. So for any prospective investor looking at Rwanda, I would say get on a plane, come to Rwanda, see what opportunities are available here, and speak to anyone you can in Rwanda and in Kigali to get a sense of what's interesting, what can work, and get yourself in front of RDB. They have an amazing network and they can really support anyone who's looking to invest into the country.
Under the second national strategy for transformation, Rwanda aims to raise private sector's contribution to GDP from 15.9% in 2023 to 21.9% by 2029, illustrating the growing share of the private sector contribution as an engine of job creation, innovation, and global competitiveness. William Evans, RwandaTV News.
The Ministry of ICT and Innovation has officially launched Cyber Hub, a specialized center aimed at developing highly skilled cybersecurity professionals to serve Rwanda and the region. We have more.
Located in Kigali, the new facility will offer advanced training programs in cybersecurity, preparing participants to address emerging digital threats and safeguarding critical information systems. According to Kaiji Gila, Chief Cybersecurity Standards Officer at National Cybersecurity Authority, the hub was established to bridge existing skills gaps and respond to the growing cybersecurity challenges facing the country.
Ikoranabuhanga ubu rirakoreshwa mu nzego zose zitandukanye ari z'ubuzima ari zo mu nzego zijyanye n'iz'amakuru.
Technology is an essential part of each and every sector in our country, be it in health, banking, business, or even in our daily activities. As technology continues to advance, new risks and threats also emerge, posing challenges to our systems and security. This is why the country has found it necessary to invest more efforts in providing specialized knowledge beyond what students may receive in schools, ensuring it aligns with current trends and the rapid evolution of technology. Dr. Inyas Gatare, the principal of the College of Science and Technology at the University of Rwanda, where the hub is hosted, noted that the initiative will strengthen and complement the college's existing ICT curriculum, further improving the quality of its training.
Usanga hakenewe izindi mbaraga mu gutanga ubumenyi, hakabaho ko abanyeshuri bacu bagira ubumenyi n'ubumenyi ngiro.
There is a need to strengthen our efforts in providing relevant knowledge. Our students must not only be well-informed, but also acquire practical skills that align with current trends. In particular, the Cyber Hub will play a crucial role in helping them enhance their knowledge while developing the skills required to meet labor market demands and the creativity needed to address diverse cybersecurity challenges in Rwanda and around the world. Conrad Stein, Chief Technology Officer for Cisco Sub-Saharan, commended the government of Rwanda for its strong commitment to cybersecurity development and pledged Cisco's continued partnership to support these efforts.
We truly understand that, as part of digital transformation and digital acceleration, everything is evolving. If you think about it now, in cybersecurity, there's the biggest skills deficit across the globe. Specifically in Rwanda and on the African continent, right? If we look at cybersecurity skills, there's a very big gap. We're happy to be here, and we plan to execute across 4 pillars towards the cybersecurity enablement framework within Rwanda as Cisco.
Speaking at the launch, Paula Ingabire, the Minister of ICT and Innovation, highlighted that Cyber Hub will not only enhance national security capacity, but also create job opportunities for professionals in the sector.
When we invest in cybersecurity, it's not just about defense, it's an economic opportunity. We are creating jobs, we are creating services, we are creating startups. And so I think the work that we're starting here today, which is, launching this amazing facility and seeing many who are out looking at the concept, where our plan is to at least make sure that we're training 200 professionals through this facility. But I think our job will not just stop at training. How do we connect them to jobs and opportunities? How do we make sure that we're creating businesses that thrive? Just yesterday at the forum, we talked about the need to build cyber security solutions that are anchored in the African context. This is where we'll find the people that have the knowledge, the skills, the passion, and even the conviction to create such solutions. And so I'm hoping that for all of us that are here as partners, as we launch this, we know that it just doesn't stop at launching it and training people. It's also figuring out what next. What is it that we're training them for? Our metrics will not be how many people we train. Our metrics will be how is the industry growing, how secure and resilient are our systems and infrastructure that we are creating. That's what is going to be the true measure of the work and the product of what is happening here at the Cyber Hub.
The Cyber Hub will provide specialized courses in cyber defense, data protection, and privacy management for digital users. Each year, it is expected to train approximately 200 individuals, with at least 30% of participants being women, an effort aimed at promoting inclusivity in the tech industry.
Economic and financial experts find it necessary to strengthen the capacity of micro, small and medium enterprises in order to boost the country's economy. They raised this during the Growth Symposium on the performance of small businesses in Rwanda held in Kigali. And our Gladys has the details.
During this symposium, organized by Access to Finance Rwanda, research findings on small businesses and the challenges they still face, which hinder their growth, were presented. Among these challenges are the lack of sufficient capital or loans due to the absence of collateral required by banks, among others. Those who face these difficulties include business people, particularly the youth. For us who live in rural areas, we face the challenge that there are no financial institutions nearby, or they are too far away, making transport costs very high. Sometimes, when you just want to carry out a simple transaction, you find yourself limited by having to travel long distances to access that service. Another issue is that we as young people don't have collateral security. For example, if I'm a young woman whose parents gave me a startup capital to run a small business, it means I don't have any assets to use as collateral, even though I have viable activities that could qualify me for a loan. Others who continue to face challenges are those involved in agriculture, often combining it with small trade. The CEO of Access to Finance Rwanda, Jean Bosco Iyacu, pointed out that measures have been taken to improve financial services for those engaged in small and medium-sized enterprises.
For us, agri-SMEs are very important for this economy, the Rwandan economy, and they are very important in generating more employment opportunities in this economy. Now, having them not accessing capital, appropriate capital, is really a big problem, because then they won't grow and they would not contribute effectively to the development of this country. And what we are doing is that we see that not as a challenge only, but we see it also as an opportunity. And the opportunity we see is actually for us development partners to work with the different stakeholders, public sector, private sector, and mainly financial institutions, to understand better the needs of these MSMEs in the agriculture sector, but also serve them based on them.
In addition, the Chief Technical Advisor at the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Dr. Alex Kawayiza, explained that the government of Rwanda has invested significant effort in supporting small businesses and encouraging operators to seek information that can help them access loans.
This is a good collaboration that is showing us today that we need innovative solutions. First of all, the gap we've seen is there is a misunderstanding. I can say misunderstanding between the two parties, the borrowers and the lenders. On one side, the lenders should dive into shoes of the borrowers and understand why these borrowers approach to the financial institutions for borrowing. If they have to understand that they would understand better that asking for collateral or asking borrowers to provide the part of the total amount they seek for would not be at the point of discussions. Rather to see the performance of the businesses, the integrity of the borrowers, and even look how people can join hands together, like people who are operating through the cooperatives, through the groups, and that can be more secured than dealing with like an individual business or an individual borrower. That cannot solve the issue. So through these discussions, they can sit together, and we will always have the same and similar collaborative workshops, a symposium like this, so that we can take all of them together and sit and discuss and take concrete actions that they can implement together.
The research by this organization shows that 81% of small business operators are able to use financial institutions, while 23% cannot obtain loans. This clearly highlights that challenges still exist for small businesses. It is expected that this research will be conducted annually.
Thank you, Enora, for that report. Now, a team of 24 highly specialized doctors from the United Kingdom is currently providing life-changing medical care in 5 hospitals across Rwanda. Over the course of this week-long mission, they are expected to treat more than 300 patients with serious conditions and will donate medical equipment and medicines worth 193 million Rwandan francs to local hospitals. We have more.
The team comprises of world-class surgeons and international specialists brought to Rwanda annually by an organization, Rwanda Legacy of Hope, founded by Rwandan Osen Havuka. Their mission is to provide advanced medical care to patients with critical conditions. Patients benefiting from their expertise appreciate the specialized treatment. The team also includes gynecologists using advanced non-surgical methods called laparoscopy. They note that their pleasure lies in helping patients in need.
This is a surgery you do for women who've had recurrent pregnancy losses to try and put a stitch around the cervix to prevent them losing their pregnancy. This happens to be the first of the keyhole surgeries done in Rwanda, so I've had a wonderful team here supporting me to achieve that. This lady would have had open surgery to open her abdomen to put a stitch around the cervix, but today, using about 4 small incisions, less than 10 millimeters, we have been able to complete her surgery, and she should be up and about, ready to go home either tomorrow or the day after. Yeah, she's a young girl who's lost 4 pregnancies, and all the pregnancies have been lost at less than 12 weeks. And so this hopefully would be her 5th pregnancy, and hopefully she'll get to carry this baby further in pregnancy and deliver a live baby at term.
My main expertise is doing minimal access surgery, so reducing the chance of having a big incision behind the ear. Like today, we did a beautiful operation just by approaching the ear without doing an incision, only on the inside. It reduces the morbidity, bleeding, reduces the complications, and was able to close the eardrum using a graft taken from the front of the ear, and also close the breach, the gap between the little bones on the inner ear. This is microscopic surgery, which we have been doing today. The other operation we've been doing today, along with Dr. Charles, is draining a big abscess within the sinuses using an endoscope. This patient in the previous times will be done by having a big incision on the face, and so this avoids the need for having an outside incision and just drains the abscess from the inside of the nose using endoscopic surgery. This is an advantage.
So we're a visiting team working alongside the local doctors and nurses to provide care for local Rwandan people, and it's a real privilege to be here. I think we are learning from one another, because we do things slightly differently in the UK, and so there are skills and drugs and information we can bring here from the UK, but also I am learning things here too. So it's a really valuable experience.
Without anesthesia, there is no surgery, or at least there will not be a lot of surgery. And particularly with, I'm kind of like buddied up with the ENT group. I would like to think that ENT surgery would not have advanced as much as it has without the services of anesthesia. And so our job is to ensure that our colleagues, who are very good at what they do, are able to do their job with comfort and precision, and that the patient gets the best out of what is happening.
Rwandan doctors, nurses and medical students are working alongside these specialists, learning and exchanging knowledge. The University of Teaching Hospital of Kigali appreciates the support from these visiting doctors in reducing the patient's load and enhancing the skills of local medical staff. The organization Rwanda Legacy of Hope is responsible for bringing those specialists to Rwanda. Pierre Osenavuka, a Rwandan living in the UK and the founder of the organization, says that over the past 15 years, their work has produced results worth over 2 billion Rwandan francs.
In these 15 years, we have a big impact, because especially to see how patients who was struggling many years, they are healed. We have example from 2012. There's 3 ladies. One was 17 years without talking, another was 5 years, another was 3 years. But today, after our operation, they are speaking. And the also impact that we make is to train local doctors. We train 450 doctors, and imagine all the doctors now, they are treating people. They are everywhere doing the work, means they are doing also what we were supposed to come to do. This is the big impact. As there is one proverb we said, don't give someone fish, teach him how he can catch the fish. That's what we are doing.
This time, the visiting specialists are treating patients in University Teaching Hospital in Kigali, Butare, Kibagabaga, Rwamagana, and Gahin. They are addressing brain and spine tumors, ENT disorders, and women's reproductive health conditions, including infertility. Over the course of this week, they are expected to treat at least 300 patients, adding to the more than 8,200 patients they have already treated over the past 15 years. In addition, over the 15 past years, Rwanda Legacy of Hope has helped train and mentor 450 medical students, and on this mission, they will also leave medical equipment and medicine worth 193 million Rwandan francs.
Moving ahead, Dr. Brian Chilombo, the World Health Organization representative in Rwanda, has commended health authorities in Ngoma district for their progress toward eliminating cancers that commonly affect women and girls. He made these remarks during a visit to cancer screening initiatives at local health centers and Chibungo Referral Hospital. Women from across Ngoma district visited Gaseta Health Center and Chibungo Referral Hospital to undergo screening for breast and cervical cancer. They highlighted the importance of early detection, noting that screening not only helps prevent the disease, but also allows for timely treatment for those already diagnosed. Over the past month, Ngoma district health authorities have conducted cancer screenings for women across different age groups. Data shared by Dr. Jean-Claude Munyemana, the director of Chibungo Teaching Hospital, indicates that the district is well on track to meet global cancer screening targets. The global target is for 70% of people to be screened by cancer by 2030. However, Rwanda has committed to achieving this milestone by 2027. Dr. Brian Chilombo emphasized that Ngoma district is on the right path toward cancer prevention and control.
That Ngoma is well on track to achieving its target, possibly even by the end of this year. So it's very impressive work, and we as WHO look forward to continue to work with government in this work to ensure that every Rwandese, every woman in Rwanda has access to these services where they can be tested, they can be screened, they can have then access to treatment.
nkiri muto arababwiraga data bati ntabwo wagira umukamo mwinshi utunze inka imwe, ariko nigeze acika intege. Mama akinjira mu bucuruzi hari abamubwiraga bati ntabwo watera imbere udakorera mu iduka rigezweho, ariko ntibyamusubije inyuma, yakoranaga umwete. Njya muri kaminuza hari abanshidikanyagaho bavuga ko nashobora kaminuza naturuka mu muryango wifashije, ariko byaragiye nanditse amateka mashya. Igihe cyo gutera ishema umuryango wanjye kigeze, bamwe bakomeje kumbwira bati ntabwo watera umuryango wawe ibyishimo n'ishema, ariko narabishoboye. Hari abakekaga ko nasigira umurage ukomeye abankomokaho, ariko ubu mfite uruganda rutunganya amata. Banki ya Kigali yabaye umufatanyabikorwa wanjye mu rugendo rwose, inzozi zanjye ziba impamo. Bigereho.
Every journey has a beginning. From nature comes refreshing fruity goodness that keeps you going every day. With every pack complementing life's best moments. Not one, not two, but 5 different fruity flavors. And this journey keeps giving. Introducing Inyange's new fruity juice flavors, guava and cocktail. Now available at your nearest shop. Always ask for Inyange.
Back, and we're heading over to the international scene where the U.S. Congress is nowhere closer to ending a government shutdown that began on the 1st of October. More than 2 million federal workers are going without pay and 750,000 will go on unpaid leave. Al Jazeera reports.
All eyes are on the U.S. Senate, where Democrats and Republicans refuse to reach a government funding agreement.
It's not passed.
Vote after vote failed.
It's not passed.
With neither side willing to make concessions and both casting blame on the other.
Democrats are well aware of the damage of a government shutdown.
Our Republican colleagues did not want to help us out of this crisis.
Democrats insist Republicans extend pandemic-era tax subsidies, lowering the cost of health insurance for many Americans. Republicans say that's too expensive and want Democrats to pass the clean funding bill that already cleared the House. A lot of finger-pointing happening inside the Capitol, but not a lot of talking to each other, as negotiations are apparently not happening. Meanwhile, the public is being shut out, literally, as Capitol tours are one of the many U.S. services canceled due to the shutdown. These school children flew to Washington from Macon, Georgia, to learn how the federal government works, or in this case, isn't working today.
We had a morning tour at the Congress, and then we were going to go to the Library of Congress, Supreme Court, and Bureau of Engraving, and FBI.
All of those plans had to be canceled, with government offices closed to visitors. But it's the unseen work of the federal government that's hit hardest. 90% of the Education Department is furloughed. The Labor Department is operating with just a quarter of its staff, meaning Friday's much-anticipated jobs report will likely be delayed. Some airports are experiencing longer lines as TSA agents are working without pay. National security and immigration enforcement continues, but also with some deferred paychecks. And Trump has asked agencies to plan for potential mass layoffs.
If this thing drags on for another few days, or God forbid another few weeks, we are going to have to lay people off.
Back outside the Capitol, school principal Cammie Hamlin says her students can still learn a lesson from this trip to Washington.
What we always tell the kids, there's 3 sides, their side, our side, whatever side, and then there's our side somewhere in the middle.
It's finding that middle that Congress is refusing to do, with neither side willing to compromise to end the government shutdown. Heidi Jo Castro, Al Jazeera, Washington.
That Al Jazeera story marks the end of our bulletin, and before we close off, let's have a recap of our headlines. Prime Minister Dr. Justin Sengiyumba has assured the Parliament that the government will continue to prioritize the development of agriculture and livestock. The British High Commission in Rwanda has called on British investors to invest more in Rwanda because Rwanda's pro-business reforms and good leadership present a compelling case for investment. On the international scale, the U.S. Congress is nowhere closer to ending a government shutdown that began on the 1st of October. And on behalf of the news production team as well as the technical team, we'd like to thank you very much for sticking with us on RTV News. My name is Martina Abera, and until next time, stay safe and have a good night.